Hello guys, my name is John Michael A. Reyes and this is the Chapter 11 summary, continuation of the Chapter 10 summary that I've discussed earlier. Then let's start. The Chapter 11 is somewhat building a network. Then we all know that building a network is somewhat pretty hard for beginners. So small network topology is typical. Small network topology is the factors to be considered when selecting intermediate devices is cost, port, speed, expandable, modular, and manageable. Then IP addressing for a small network. IP addressing scheme should be planned, documented, and maintained based on the type of devices receiving the address. Example of devices that will be part of the IP design: server and user, and devices for users, server and peripherals, hosts that are accessible from the internet, intermediary devices. Planned IP schemes help the administrator then track devices and troubleshoot, control access to resources. Then redundancy in a small network. Redundancy helps to eliminate single point of failure, then improves the reliability of the network. Then design consideration for a small network, it is somewhat need to be the voice SMP. Then there should be priority. Secure file and mail server are centralized location. Protect the location by physical and logical security measures. Then create redundancy in the server farm. Then configure redundant paths to the servers. Then common application in a small network is a network over application, software programs that are used to communicate over the network. Then application layer services, programs that interface with the network and prepare the data for transfer. Then common protocol in small networks is somewhat processed on either end of a communication session. Then types of messages, syntax of messages, meaning of informational fields, how messages are sent, interaction with the next lower layer. Then after that would be infrastructures. The real-time application for a small network is infrastructures, VoIP, IP telephony, and real-time video protocols. Then after that, the important consideration when growing a larger networks would be documentation, device inventory, budget, and traffic analysis. We all know that. Then protocol analysis of a small network. Information gathered by protocol information can be used to make decision on how to manage traffic more efficiently. Then evolving protocol requirements is somewhat network administration can obtain IT snapshot track, then other stuff. Then after that is how we keep the network safe is categories of threats to network security would be information theft, data loss and manipulation, identity theft, and denial of service or disruption of service. The four classes of physical threats are the hardware threats, environmental threats, electrical threats, and maintenance threats. Then the types of security vulnerabilities would be technological, configuration, and security policies, type of weaknesses. Then vulnerabilities in network attacks would be the virus. It is a malicious software. The Trojan horse, it is somewhat just like an entire applications. Then the worms, it are self-contained programs that attacks a system and try to exploit a specific vulnerabilities. Then recognized attacks is somewhat always gonna try to vulnerable the PCs. Then other stuff, access attacks is a brute force attack, a somewhat a Trojan horse program or packet sniffers. Then access attacks is somewhat redirection or port redirections. Then denial of service attacks is when you can open a specific folders or other stuff. Then keep current, backup, upgrade, update, and patch is somewhat we always need an antivirus for that. Then Mitigating network attacks would be, we know the AAA, the authentication, authorization, and accounting. Then firewalls reside between two or more networks. It controls traffic and prevents unauthorized access. Then endpoint security, are common endpoint devices are the laptop, desktop, servers, smartphones, and other tablets. Then the next one would be introduction to securing devices. Part of the network security is securing devices, including end devices and intermediate devices. Default usernames and passwords should be changed immediately. Access to system resources should be restricted to only the individual that are authorized to use those resources. Then update with security patches as they become available. Then we should have a strong password. Then basic encryption in configuring a switch is somewhat, and routers are service password encryption and security password min length. Then login block for 120 or other stuff, attempts 3 within 60, then other stuff, and exec timeout 60. Then we should enable the SSH in order to secure. Then basic performance. Then that's more. We all know that there are so many show commands revisited, because frequently used show commands are the running config, interfaces, or IP route protocols and versions. We all know that the show version commands indicates all the things, that what is the application's update and other stuff. Then the ipconfig command is ipconfig displays IP address, subnet mask, default gateways. Then ipconfig/all command, it also displays or adds the MAC addresses. And ipconfig display DNS, display all cache DNS entire entries in a Windows system. Then the ARP command, the show CDP neighbors, is command provides information about each directly connected CDP neighbors devices. Then the show interface brief is command used to verify the status of all the networks interfaces on a router or switch. Then managing the IOS. The IOS is somewhat. Show file system command is list of all available file system on Cisco. Then backup and restore using text files and other stuff. The FTP in order to save a configuration, you should type a copy startup config tftp, save startup configuration to a tftp server. So we will just input that. Then USB flash drive must be formatted in a FAT16. Then integrated routing, multifunctional device, and other stuff. Then wireless capability is somewhat the wireless mode, service set identifier as SID, then wireless channel. Then basic security of wireless is WEP or wired equivalency protocol, I think. Then the Wi-Fi protected password or WPA. Then configuring the integrated routers is somewhat just, you will need to do the cabling. The connecting device will automatically obtain IP addressing, then change the username and password, the default links, and other stuff. Then enabling wireless is somewhat SSID and other stuff. Then the whole summary of the chapter 11 would be, I've learned that good network design incorporates reliability, scalability, and availability. Network must be secured from viruses, Trojan horse, worms, and other stuff. The importance of documenting basic network performance. Then how to test the network connectivity using ping and traceroute and other stuff. Then how backup configuration files using TFTP or USB. Then the others. Then I think that would be all for the chapter 11 summary. Thank you.